Good evening. Last video I talked about the importance of resting and how I was intentional about getting some rest this past summer and how I understood how beneficial that was for me and how sometimes guilt can make you feel like you should be doing something or there's so many things to do. But I understood at this age that I am at and where I am in my life and the body that I have to be intentional about listening to my body and taking breaks, not just for my physical, but also for my mental. And how sometimes it's just busy, going. And then you realize, you know what? If you're sick, it's nothing you can do. You have to lay in that bed. So if there's a day that you can take and actually rest, that will definitely replenish you and ward off 3 to 4 days in bed. So I just thought I would just expand on that and share a few pointers just to get a little bit more understanding, even for myself. And this is just from my point of view, in terms of understanding the importance of rest and not feeling guilty about it, because it's very important. So, for example, physical rest. It allows your body to heal. Sleep and relaxation help to repair muscles, cells, and tissue. It allows your body to regenerate and recovers. So we need to give our body's time to replenish, to repair. And this boosts our immune system. You know, when we have our immune system and it's broken down, it cannot withstand anything, a simple cold or anything. And it helps our body to fight off illness more effectively. So that's why it's really important to rest. When you're rested, your body performs better physically. Whether it's a workout, playing sports, or even walking, and I love to walk, rest increases endurance and your strength. Mental rest. Sleep and breaks give your brain the time it needs to process emotions, consolidate memories, and clear out mental clutter. Cognitive function. When you rest, your focus, creativity, and problem-solving abilities improve. You're also less likely to feel overwhelmed, anxious, and it prevents burnout. Taking mental rest is key to preventing burnout, helping you stay motivated and productive without feeling mentally drained. And I know how that can feel when you just feel like that's enough, I can't give anymore, I'm done. And you're just like literally ready to quit because your brain is so done, so burnt, you can't think, you can't process. And that's when we get frustrated. And this is when we talk things or say things that we might regret because you're not thinking clearly. These things are often overlooked because of hustle culture. Many people feel pressure to stay constantly busy, thinking that productivity equals success. Rest is often seen as a luxury rather than a necessity. And we feel guilty. We talk about there again about that guilt. We feel guilty because we live in a world where people feel guilty for taking breaks. Rest is sometimes viewed as a sign of laziness. but it's actually a powerful tool for sustainability, energy, and productivity. Fear of missing out. Constant flow of social media and the 24/7 nature of work. It's easily to feel like resting means missing out on something. And this can make it hard to disconnect and take time for yourself. So please look out for these signs. Constant fatigue. If you're always tired, no matter how much you sleep, your body could be telling you to slow down. And I'm saying this because I've experienced this, where you just keep going and going and going, and you're not listening to your body, and you just tell yourself, okay, next week I'll take a day off, and next week never comes. And your body just keep wearing down, and then you're breaking down all your immune system, and that's when you get sick. When you're irritable or mood swing, lack of rest affects your emotional regulation. If you're feeling more irritable than usual, it might be time to take a break. Again, listening to your body. Difficulty concentrating, mental exhaustion lead to cognitive fatigue, making it hard to focus on task or even have a rational conversation. Aches and pains. Your body needs time to heal. If you're noticing muscle soreness or headaches, it could be a sign you're not getting enough rest. Right? Sleep is where your body does most of its deep recovery. It is crucial for mental health. Deep sleep helps with physical repair and immune system strength. And we're talking about cortisol is a hormone your body releases when you're stressed. Resting helps lower cortisol levels, preventing chronic stress that can harm your physical and mental health. Sometimes people might think that you're eating a lot and you put on weight. Sometimes it's not that you're eating. Sometimes it's literally the stress that's producing the cortisol, and it's literally taking over your body. So by preventing that and allowing your body to heal, listening to your body. Benefits. A rested body and mind are far more efficient than when you're punishing through exhaustion. Short intentional breaks during the day lead to better focus and better result. Emotional stability. Rest helps regulate your emotions so you are less reactive and more intentional in your decisions and interactions. Creative boost. When you allow your mind to rest, it can actually spark creative ideas that you might not have come up with if you were running on fumes. Resting intentionally. Sometimes rest isn't just about sleeping. It's also about engaging in low stress, enjoyable activities like walking in nature, journaling, or even stretching. Sometimes in the morning when I get up and I feel stiff, I go on YouTube and I look for a video, just total body stretch. And once I stretch 10 minutes, it feels so good. Really does. And you can go on with your day. Practice rest in your mind. Just take 5 to 10 minutes of deep breathing or meditation can help reset your brain and reduce stress. Create a restful sleep environment by keeping a consistent sleep schedule, minimizing screen time before bed, and keeping your bedroom dark and quiet. Be intentional about your schedule can help you balance work and rest. Schedule breaks, naps away from work so you don't burn out. Rest without guilt. Self-compassion. Understanding that resting is an act of self-care, not selfishness. Your body and mind need recovery to function properly. And here comes my favorite. The importance of saying no. That was very, very hard for me to do, saying no. And I'm learning that I have to protect my peace. So saying no to things that drains you is an important part of self-care. Prioritizing your well-being over the needs to please others. Rest allows your brain to process and refresh, which in turn improves your productivity when you return to a task. Just like you create a routine for work, create a routine for rest. Whether it's an afternoon nap, a walk after work, or winding down before bed. Even 5 minutes of stretching or deep breathing every hour can refresh your mind and body. Set boundaries. If you work from home, try setting clear boundaries between work and personal time. Turn off notification after hours and give yourself permission to be online. I know when I come home from work, I have learned to transition. So usually I come home, I put away my stuff, and I take half an hour to 45 minutes of just winding down before I do anything. It depends on the time of day. I can have a cup of tea, and that really helps me just refresh my brain and let the juices flow, and so I can get on with the rest of my afternoon. Rest isn't just about doing nothing. It's about recharging your body and mind so you can show up as your best self. Whether it's through sleep, taking breaks, or practicing mindfulness, the goal is to listen to your body and to give it what it needs. Rest is an important act of self-care. So often when we use the word self-care, personally, I used to believe that self-care was, just going to get your nails done or getting your hair done. It has a whole different meaning because it's literally a whole body. Your mind, body, and soul. Everything needs rest. Everything about the body is about your self-care when you prioritize that time to take time out for yourself and rejuvenate yourself so that you can be better for yourself, but also in turn be better for somebody else. By making rest a regular part of your life, you are setting yourself up for better health, greater happiness, and increased productivity in everything you do. And health is wealth. So I'll just share some scripture with you about rest. And Genesis 2:2-3. By the seventh day, God had finished the work he had been doing. So on the seventh day, he rested from all his work. Then God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because on it he rested from all the work of creating that he had done. Can you imagine? God himself rested on the seventh day after creating the world. Rest is a part of God's divine plan for us. He didn't need to rest because he was tired. He was just giving an example for us, showing us that rest is a vital part of life's rhythm. Right? Matthew 11:28-30. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your soul. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. God invites us to find rest in him. He offers spiritual rest for our soul, promising peace and relief from the burdens of life. This is not about just being physical, but a deep soul refreshing rest. Psalms 23:1-3 says, the Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. I know that everybody probably know this passage, and it has a lot of different meanings, depends on how you look at it. But God provides rest for soul. Like a shepherd, he cares for his sheep. And he leads us to places of peace and rest, both physically and spiritually. In Philippians 4:6-7, he says, "Do not be anxious for anything, but in everything by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your request to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your mind in Jesus Christ." Even if you're feeling anxiety, it connects you. The idea of rest comes from the heart that trusts in God's provision and peace. When we rest in God's peace, we experience a deeper sense of rest. And you can go ahead and you can read Mark 6, verse 31. And it's talking about how physical rest is important. And Psalm 62, verse 1-2. And I just want you to understand how important it is to create a space and listen to your body and take care of yourself. You can surrender your worries to God. You can embrace spiritual rest. Take breaks to refocus. And understand that your body, your mind, your soul depends on you to take care of it. Have a peaceful day.